Hi, my name's Cameron Carlson with AnimeOnLocation.tv. I'm here at Ohayocon 2019, and I have the honor and privilege of interviewing Mr. Bill Farmer. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. What a wonderful con. It's snowy outside, but, I mean, didn't stop the people from coming.
Again, trust me, this is an honor and a pleasure to interview you, and I appreciate all the time and effort you're giving to me today. So for fans that don't know, how did you get started in the world of entertainment?
I grew up in South Central Kansas. I was always enamored with cartoons and showbiz in general, but there's nothing to do in the middle of Kansas. So I started doing impressions around the house and around my friends and things like that, and getting in trouble driving through like Burger King doing voices and ordering a weird voice. And I'd like a Whopper with cheese. And, you know, it just started out as a joke. But after kicking around a number of years in radio and in stand-up comedy from 1982 to 86, I moved out to California, and my agent said, "Do you do any of the Disney characters?" And I said, "Well, I can kind of do a Mickey Mouse and a really bad Donald, but gosh, my Goofy's pretty good." And they like that one.
Well, and that ties into our next question, is that you've been having the honor of bringing Goofy and Pluto to life for over 32 years, since 1986. What does that mean for you to know that millions of children around the world have heard your voice and you've brought joy to them throughout these many, many years through your wonderful work through Disney Animation?
You know, you don't get a sense of that when you're in the studio because it's just you and a microphone and a script. You don't get the impact that it has on people. Here at the cons, you do. You get a chance to actually talk with people and they say, "Oh, a Goofy movie made me and my dad kind of open up, and it was a bonding thing." And there you get a sense of what these characters mean to people.
Yeah. To be honest with you, sir, I have grown up with you in some capacity. You've actually been doing Goofy as long as I've been alive. I'm 31 years old. So
that makes me feel very old.
But I'm just saying, sir, it's a pleasure speaking to you this very, very moment. You've touched my heart so many times, and Goofy's always been one of my favorites. Now, with Kingdom Hearts 3 finally coming out, many, many fans around the world as of the end of January 2019, January 29th, the final game will come out, hopefully. And it's been over 14 years since the last time you got to work on Kingdom Hearts 2 as the original, as the numbered Kingdom Hearts games. What has that meant for you to see this journey of the last 14 years of spin-offs, side sequels, and come to a head on the actual main story of Kingdom Hearts?
It's been an incredible journey. 15 years, like I think, or something like that from the very beginning. And it's probably the longest single project that I've done since being with Disney, and just seeing the fans that love this, and I can't play it myself. I have to have my son play that, you know, and say, "Oh, that's what we did." No, I'm just pleased that it's so, you know, beloved worldwide, and it just it makes you feel good when you just make people happy.
Again, I've never played them, sir, but I've seen clips of them, and I've truly enjoyed the animation quality that comes with it and your talents. Some fans may not know this about you, that you, again, were a stand-up comedian by trade. How did you start doing that other than, like you said, doing funny voices at the drive-thru?
Oh, I started off like in high school, and I would do old impressions of like John Wayne and Jimmy Stewart and Wally Britton and all them old Western actors. And I just started doing that, and, you know, it just kind of turned into a thing. I found out I had a proficiency for doing that, and it was totally after I did stand-up for 5 years out of Dallas, where I lived at the time, and, you know, had a whole repertoire of about 100 different characters that I did. And on the advice of an agent, you know, just went to Hollywood and gave it a shot, and I got lucky.
Alrighty, now you've been honored by many, many organizations throughout your career, and one of those things is that you're now enshrined in the Disney Legend Award, which includes Mr. Robin Williams and Miss Betty White. What's it like to be in a list that includes those two and many more wonderful actors that are now part of the Disney family and legend?
Well, I got my 2009 Disney Legend Award in front of a crowd of about 4,500 people. Ours was the first that was in public. So Bob Iger was there and had me put my hands in the cement, and meeting Robin Williams and Betty White on stage, among the others that got the award. It's just, you know, they like me. They really like me.
Again, I mean, that list must be one of the best to be enshrined in, doesn't matter where in the world. Now, you share your passion and your craft via Toonhouse Inc., which is what you run, which you give lessons to others. How is it to see someone that you've coached go on to be successful after attending one of your many workshops?
Oh, well, I took my first lessons from the great Dawes Butler, who did Yogi Bear, Huckleberry Hound, Snagglepuss, Captain Crunch, and about 40 other characters. And it's kind of like just passing the torch a little bit. It's like now I can help others kind of achieve what I have achieved because of people like Dawes and Mel Blanc and all the others that were my idols and people that kind of follow me. I'm just glad I can give back.
Honestly, that's wonderful to hear. Now, again, you've been now doing entertainment for over 40 plus years in your life, working in the entertainment industry. What type of project would you love to work on or work with other actors that you may have not done yet in your career?
Oh my gosh. When you see other cartoons on television, you always want to say, oh, I wish I was on that. I can't think of anything specifically. It's just, as a voice actor, you love to work. You like to do these characters and create these characters. So I'm open for anything.
Well, again, are there any upcoming projects we may have not discussed that you would love fans to know about that aren't behind the non-disclosure agreement?
Okay, yeah, I got a series coming out that may still be under the non-disclosure for Disney, a new series done by the same people that did Gravity Falls, and I think that should be a big hit. That's coming out in 2019. We'll be doing Mickey and the Roadster Racers for many, many more years, and I never know what's next, but those are two that I can think of offhand that we'll keep going with.
Now, I know technology is somewhat of an issue for some people. Is there any way we can keep up with you online that might be available for fans to keep up with you? And a final message you'd love to give to the fans that have been with you for over 40 plus years of your career?
Well, I just appreciate all the fans out there that have followed me over these years. You can always get in touch with me, Twitter at Goofy Bill, and Bill Farmer, Instagram and Facebook, and my company, ToonhouseInc.com. They can always contact us there. And I give lessons via Skype and in my studio, and we create demos for upcoming actors. And it's really just gratifying to see the students that I've taken from, amateurs to working professionals. It's a great feeling.
And a bonus fact that most fans don't know is that you happen to work on the wonderful Dr. Tezuka production of Astro Boy. Can you give us a little insight on how it was to work on that production?
It was, of course, it was, looping, which is like Kingdom Hearts. So you're translating it from the Japanese into the English, which is a whole different technique and skill set in its own. But it was a lot of fun. I got to really play because I could be these myriad of monsters, and okay, you're the ice monster, or you're the talking blob of lava, or anything like that. You never know, and you get to come up with all of these characters, and it's like you never have to grow up. It's like being Peter Pan. You never have to grow up in this industry.
And what would you love to say to all the fans that have been keeping up with you the last 40 years?
I just want to say thank you so much. It means so much to me that you care about what I do. And when someone comes up and says that, a Goofy movie made them talk more with their dad or just brought a smile to their face, just really, that's just icing on the cake.
Bill, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for speaking with me today.
It's my pleasure.